And time.
Oh,
What's good, brother?
what's good? We streaming live on multiple platforms. We're streaming on my Facebook personal account as well as my Facebook business account and my YouTube channel. I'm
Awesome,
glad
awesome.
I'm glad to have you on, brother. I just read everybody your bio so they can know who you are
Right.
and your resume. Because a lot of people
Awesome.
probably want to know who you are, right? So let's get straight into it. This is my
Definitely.
guy, uh, Donahue. He's from out of Jersey. You from Jersey, right? Or you live in
From
Jersey?
Jersey. Absolutely.
There you
From
go.
Jersey.
I can
Yeah.
see the swagger on you. That's why I wanted to make sure I matched that swagger with Jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're a CPA, a former Grammy nominated music producer, and current real estate developer with a personal portfolio that includes over 500 units of residential and commercial properties. Um, nationwide. You recently co-founded a $10 million angel syndicate VC fund that was designed with the sole purpose of helping minorities create wealth and have access to capital. The fund accomplished this by investing in entrepreneurs that need expansion or startup capital, as well as funding or financing for individuals that want to invest in real estate to build wealth. Um, you believe deeply in helping others accomplish their life goals. He also has a active nonprofit and social organizations such as Conscious Capitalism, a nonprofit organization dedicated to entrepreneurs and people who chose to follow a business strategy in which they seek to benefit from human beings and the environment. Social ventures and networking, a network of socially responsible business leaders who are committed to creating a more and just sustainable world. He's also a lifetime member of the of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity. Hopefully, I pronounced that right. And the NAACP. Yeah. So I don't know what happened. You just jumped off the screen. You good? Oh, I can't hear you. Your mic. Let me get you back on. Do me a favor. Sign out and sign back in. I think your microphone went out. What's up, everybody? Like I said, I got my guy Donahue on. It's going to be an awesome show. I got a bunch of questions. We're going to talk about everything he got going on, including his new ebook that set to release if it ain't already dropped. I think it should be good. Nothing. Let me see. I still can't hear nothing. I'm not sure what's going on. This never happened before. Try to sign out and sign back in one more time for me. Hmm, interesting. Let me make sure my speakers up. And my speakers on. Mm. I still can't hear you. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Stay on the stream. Let me see something. Hold on. Yeah, let me see. Say something. I still can't hear you. Give us 1 second, guys, while we work these technical difficulties out. Not sure why I can't hear him. Very interesting. So I can hear myself. Hmm. Can't hear nothing. Audio. It's good. Just testing my. Give me 1 second. He about to log back in, and we should be good to go. Just wait. Just give us a second, guys. Sorry about the delay. I guess he's switching over to maybe a laptop or a different cell phone. It's very windy outside right now, so maybe that got something to do with the connection. But I got all my balls, everything good. I think I'm good on my end, so we're just waiting on him to come back in, and we should be good to go. But don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss this episode of Nothing But Nuggets. I promise you. It's going to be amazing. So just waiting on him to get back on. If you're currently watching the broadcast on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you are on Facebook, definitely you know follow my Facebook page and try to share. Let's try this one more time. There we go. I think I hear you.
You can hear me? No, no.
Yeah, we good.
All right, cool.
We good.
Because I was like, I don't know. I turned my phone off, rebooted. So
It be
yeah.
tripping. It's real windy where I'm at too. So I
Okay.
usually shoot this show in my truck, boot off the hotel Wi-Fi, and keep on working. But yeah, I'm
Nice.
glad to have you on, man. I discovered you actually at We Live. I'm gonna get you to introduce yourself, but I'm gonna get to my point. I discovered you actually at We Live. I was sitting there. I think you had went on before me or after me, I forgot. But I was sitting and I was listening to the way you was talking, the way you was speaking. I was like, man, we need more brothers like this out here talking this same stuff because there's some powerful stuff you're talking about, wealth generation, and I'm real big into leaving something for the children. Our kids need to be financially taken care of too. So once you introduce yourself to everybody, let everybody know who you are, where you're from, even though I said it, and what you do, so people get really acquainted with you.
All right, cool. So I'm A. Donahue Baker. I am a real estate developer, amongst other things. But for the most part, my focus is really helping people create generational wealth. And I basically work I've been a CPA for over a decade, had a practice, and I really help people create generational wealth. And then I got into real estate, and it's just been my focus, helping people build wealth. And we connected. Definitely want to give kudos to Antoine. Like, I see you doing your thing, brother. Like, I saw you on stage and I was like saying the same thing. Like, we definitely got to get up. But
Right.
I really want people to understand that it's great. It's awesome what you're doing, but you have to put yourself in a position where you're building wealth and you're not just getting income off the back of your own sweat of your back, your own effort.
Right.
And that's really what I show people how to do. Basically, I own over 500 residential and commercial units in 3 different states in the country. And I built this 500 unit portfolio following those same principles and basically buying a lot of those deals from wholesalers, individual wholesalers. And basically, what I want people to understand is, instead of wholesaling some deals, every deal that you get, hold some of it. And then that will give you the platform to really build wealth slowly.
So if somebody fresh off the boat, like, want to start building wealth, maybe they is a wholesaler, maybe they kind of making some kind of good income.
Mm-hmm.
What would be some first few things that you can give them as advice to getting started to building wealth, or actually doing what they call holding properties, legacy properties that you have no intentions on selling?
So the first thing is, the first step that I always tell people to do is have the right mentality, have the right mindset. That's really the key. Understanding that in order to create generational wealth, in order to even get a buy and hold property, you have to have the same mindset, the same skills that you put into wholesaling, you can also put into finding properties that have cash flow, that have like multi-fam units. You just have to go after them, right? So I tell people, have the right mindset, and then from there, work on your personal credit, then work on your credit, and then figure out how you could leverage that. So I'll show you a prime example of what I did. Starting out, first thing I did was definitely use the FHA product, the FHA approach, which we went in, purchased my first property, was a duplex. I lived in one side, rented out the other. Now, when you do that about 4 or 5 times, it becomes difficult for the banks to keep giving you money. So you have
Right.
to be creative. You have to think of other ways. I tell people, number one, the second whether you have a profitable business or not, you should get an LLC. And the other aspect of it is leveraging the credit of your LLC. So right now, if you have a 720 credit score, I can basically get you between $50,000 and $100,000 in per LLC. So if you have 3 LLCs, that's 3 different ways you can leverage this cash. So that's basically a strategy that I've deployed to scale up to the level I'm at now. But every level you get to, you're going to find there's tricks and there's little things that you have to do to compensate.
Now let's talk about credit, right? Because 2 years ago I started repaying my own credit. Right now I'm right at around 715, 720. Started off at 450.
Right.
It was terrible, and it wasn't because I did bad things with my credit. It's just that I paid cash for everything. I didn't think that I needed credit, but now I'm
Right.
realizing that credit is a good thing to have. Let's talk
Mhm.
about credit and the power of leveraging credit the most responsible way possible. We ain't talking about no CPN junk. We talking about actual real credit, right?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, so I mean, what aspect of it? Because it's a broad, like it could be the
So
whole
if
podcast.
I wanted
So
to
what?
kind of like if I'm a kid fresh out of school, maybe I have a few credit cards, maybe I have some student loans. What would be the quickest way to get my credit from maybe 550 to probably in the high 600s?
Well, number one, I'm not a credit repair specialist, but there's people out there that will definitely show you how to get that bump.
Right.
What I specialize in doing is showing you how to leverage wherever you're at to get money, right? To
Right.
get money that you need for your business, for your products. That's really my specialty.
Okay.
So I tell, if your kid fresh out of college, my advice to that kid would be, you shouldn't have bad credit. Number one, you shouldn't have any late pays, defaults, or anything like that. Your credit is your credibility. It's important when you go into business that you have credibility. People want to do business with you if you got credibility. So if you got bad credit, you got poor credibility. So that you have to work on that. Now, we all been in situations where we've been behind or whatever, but if you're going to be behind on a bill, call up your creditor. Say, look, I'm having some difficulty. I might need some more time, and maybe they'll work with you and they won't damage your credit before they actually do like input a late pay or something like that. So that's one way. That's one thing that I would say. But your credit is your credibility. To do real estate and do real estate for generational wealth purposes, you need cash or you need credit. If you don't have one of those two things, you're going to be behind the 8 ball constantly. So I just want to stress the importance of credit to all the young people, all the millennials out there. Credit is super, super important. And then I'm going to give you a gem on top of that. So if you're just starting out, your personal credit is important. But equally as important, if you're going to start in real estate, you have to set up an LLC. And the reason why you have to set up an LLC is because the LLC is going to show you how to not only take advantage of tax strategies and not give so much of your money to the government, but it's also going to provide a means in which you can leverage your credit, right? So the goal is, and this should be the roadmap, and if there's any young people out there, I want you to pay attention because this is key. I want you to take your personal credit to 720. If you could do 720 or better, what I want you to do is lock your personal credit. Never use it for the rest of your adult life. Just lock it. Just get it and lock it. And only use it actually.
What you mean by lock it? What you mean by that?
You can call up Equifax, Transperian, and the other TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. You can call them up and put a lock on it. And basically, it's all computerized. You can lock it and unlock it as you see fit. So once you get to the 720, the whole idea is not to use your personal credit for anything, right? With the exception of the house that you live in and the stuff you need to get for your family. But that's it. No cars, no going on shopping sprees. I don't want you to use your credit for anything like that. You get it to the 720, you lock it. Then what I want you to do is use the LLCs that you have and create a lifestyle for yourself where everything that you need to do comes through your LLC. If you have a car, the car should come through your LLC. If you need to go buy food, if you need to go buy clothes, everything, the LLC should be your lifestyle, your travel, your meals. Everything you do becomes an expense, becomes a tax write-off. And if you live like that, what happens is you're going to reduce your tax burden. Number two, you're going to build a credit profile for your business. So your business becomes its own entity. It's like duplicating yourself, right? So you have yourself, your personal credit that you could basically lock, and then you have your business, and you do everything through your business. So the benefits of this, I'm going to tell you, our president, for example, Donald Trump, right? He has over 400 LLCs. So
I didn't know that one. That's a big stack. Woo.
Yeah, he has over 400 LLCs. He's filed bankruptcy 4 times, right? But it's never affected his personal credit. It's never affected his personal credit because what he does is he files bankruptcy on the businesses that have failed, right? So you can do the same thing. You can use the same strategy, and it's important to understand that if you set up your structure that way from the start, before you get into this business, one thing is guaranteed. When you're dealing with real estate, something is going to go wrong. Something is just going to go wrong. But if you set up the right structure, this also serves as a form of asset protection. So if you need to use a BK or if you need to file bankruptcy, you can do it under your LLC because your personal is locked. It won't affect it. You can go on and use another LLC and conduct business as you see fit.
Right. So about the LLC, right? do the LLC. You saying you got to be a 720 and you can, get credit on the LLC. Does it have to be a seasoned LLC or it could be a fresh blank LLC you just started maybe a few days ago?
Well, it depends. So if you have a fresh LLC that you started a couple days ago, you're probably going to have to be the personal guarantor, called
Okay.
a PG, on that one. But if you have a seasoned LLC and you have a business already and running, it's a separate entity, completely separate, and you can establish credit under that LLC with no personal guarantee. So at the end of the day, it all gets siloed into that one business, and you can
Right.
contain all the risk within that one business. And here's the kicker: there's no limit on how many LLCs you can have.
That's what
So,
I was just thinking.
so
Man.
you can keep going.
Yeah, somebody said nothing but nuggets for real today, and that's why I had to bring people like you
Yeah,
on. That's very
yeah,
transparent. I actually see what you're doing, and man,
yeah.
I'm amazed, right? And let's talk about how did you use this same strategy to build that 500 portfolio that you have?
Absolutely, a
Can
hundred
we get
percent.
into a little details about that? You don't have to be deep, but like, can we give people like an
I'll give you
overview?
details. I'll give you details.
Okay, cool.
Definitely. Here it goes. So what I did was I used the conventional route. I did the FHA first, and then I got conventional mortgages, 20%. You know how it's set up.
Right,
You basically
right,
put
right.
20% down, finance the rest. I did that about 6 or 7 times. And then on like my eighth deal, I mean, I had the money, I was cash flowing, the money was coming in. The banks just didn't want to lend me. They was like, you got too much mortgages. So I had to be creative. So what I
Right.
did was I started to set up LLCs. I had 10 LLCs. Each LLC, I had $100,000 of personal credit. Not personal credit, I'm sorry, business credit,
Right.
right? Each LLC, $100,000 personal, I keep saying personal, business credit, right? And basically what I just did was created $1 million, right? And then I used that $1 million to buy and acquire more properties. That was what I did. I don't
If I
use
keep
that approach.
interrupting you, if the $1 million was it liquid, you can actually pull it down, or
Yeah.
okay, cool. Keep going, keep going.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
pulling money off of one line of credit under one business, cash, buying properties. Another line of credit would do the renovations, materials, labor, and then basically I would, when the project had tenants in it, I would refinance it with conventional mortgages and then repay the lines of credit and and basically keep doing it, just like a factory. Keep doing it until I doubled and doubled for like 4 years in a row. I doubled the size of my portfolio, back to
Man,
back to back.
that right there. If we can end the show and keep it pushing, because my struggle, I'm very transparent. My struggle is, I do my little hard money loans and stuff, and then I run into liquidity issues with getting through draws and just being able to float myself throughout doing 4 or 5 projects at a time. So to
Mhm.
be able to, like you say, take this blueprint to create 10 LLCs to generate $1 million in liquidity that I can pull down at any given time,
Mhm.
I can literally scale my company without having to go personally raise money or bring in partners yet. So I can build my reputation. So when it's time to have that conversation with raising money, I had a better negotiating end because I already had the credibility. I'm not actually taking risk on me. I'm kind of a proven record already.
Absolutely. But a brother like yourself, like I said, that's how I did it back then. A brother like yourself that you have a business that has a history. If you have
Right.
2 years history and you can show that you have 200,000 in revenue, I can get you a line of credit for $500,000 under one LLC. Most people don't have that, but if you have that, the 2-year tax returns, we can get you a $500,000 line of credit for your business.
Awesome. That's good to know. So,
Yeah.
about the real estate portfolio, is there a specific way that you try to hide your assets, or not hide your assets, but just you won't be on the public records? Do you is that a real big thing to you? As far as when you're trying to build your legacy wealth, do you put your regular name on the LLCs or your LLC, or is there a trust, or is something
Yeah.
creative that you're doing?
I do all my projects through an LLC. I have a new LLC for every project I do.
Okay,
So basically, that's my asset protection. So
okay,
that's how, if let's say I have a apartment complex that I purchased and something goes wrong, I'm able to I'm able to basically cut that loss real quick and keep it moving.
Right. Right. And I think people don't like talking about this. People get mad. They see Donald Trump. The news say, hey, Donald Trump just filed for bankruptcy. But what they didn't say was Donald Trump didn't file for bankruptcy personally. He just scrapped one of his LLCs and kept it pushing. So I
And
didn't
that's
even know that
smart.
part.
To me, that's smart.
Man, that's the American dream. You know,
Yeah.
some people might not like it, but that's just what it is.
So I'm gonna give you a little bit of backdrop. So I do a show called Millionaire Power Moves. It's on YouTube, but
Awesome.
we did a Millionaire Power Moves on a guy called Jeremiah Hamilton. Now Jeremiah Hamilton was the first black man to become a Wall Street millionaire in America, and the way that he became a Wall Street millionaire was the bankruptcy laws just came out, and he figured out that he can manipulate the bankruptcy laws. And for what it is, it was, it's an interesting story. Others along the way have done the same thing. So it's really about having the knowledge of knowing the laws, knowing your options, and taking the best recourse.
Right, right. I agree. So I got a couple of people dropping questions that I can't see on my laptop. So literally,
Okay.
I got both my cell phones on reading off of.
Right.
Maria actually interviewed yesterday said, for investors looking to dip their toes into larger multifamily projects, what are some tips or suggestions you'll bring up from them to get started, and what screening criteria do you use to see if a project or a deal is a good fit for you?
Okay, so this is what I said. And this is the offer that I put out there. We Live, Antoine. I'm gonna put the same offer out there. If you're an investor looking to build generational wealth and get into real estate development, I'm looking for projects all over the country in which I can fund. All you have to do is locate the projects, bring them to me, and I will fund them 100%. And we would co-venture. We'll do a joint venture, and we'll own them as partners, right?
Right.
So the criteria is this: I'm only willing to invest in projects that have to be 50 units or more. So apartment complexes or impact projects in communities that are really, I would say, impactful to the community, something that's needed, right? Not single family houses or duplexes, just a little too small, right? But if you're looking to get into that, I am there because my mission is to create more developers, particularly more minority developers in inner cities, right? Because we don't really have a voice. So what I want to do is use my platform to give and empower those people that are looking to get into that space. So if you're out there, definitely reach out to me, and I'll hold your hand, walk you through the whole process, and we can learn what needs to get done and get it done.
Awesome, awesome. So about the multifamily thing, even outside of you, say for example, if I wanted to start multifamily, what are some things that you can recommend for someone maybe that has the cash and they want a JV, but they want to do something on their own before they start JVing, so they can kind of experience what it's like to actually do this on their own? What are some things you recommend from a due diligence standpoint and from an underwriting standpoint?
What I recommend is get your feet wet on small multifamily, right? And what I consider small multifamily is anything 4 units on down. Like 4 units on down, I think that you shouldn't really partner with nobody, right? You should
Right.
basically have that for your own personal family. Because I own like 4 units, 3 units. I have a lot of those out here in New Jersey, but that's how I started. So if you and it's a great way to start, but you should keep those, and as you scale up, you'll partner, right? So you'll start with the 3s and the 4s, and then as you scale up, to get like a 50 unit or 100 unit, then that's when you should bring partners in. But the experience that you learned from the smaller properties will propel you and help you as you move up the ladder.
Man, that's dope, man. So what's some things you're working on? I know you got an ebook coming on. You want to elaborate on that? Tell us what's
Yeah,
that's
so I
about?
got an ebook. The ebook is called Generational Wealth. That's the key, right? So the ebook is really what you need to start your journey on building generational wealth. And it's for your audience, it's absolutely free. All they would have to do is number one, follow my YouTube, right? And
Okay.
then I have a Facebook group. It's called Generational Wealth Builders. If they go into the group, they get the book. free once they follow on YouTube. And that's really it. That's really what I'm trying to show people, that it's the mindset that you have to have. And then I give some practical tips on how you can go about creating a pipeline of properties and how you can go about building generational wealth.
Oh, and do you have
And then
any?
also,
Oh, go ahead. I'm
and then
sorry.
also, this just came in before I jumped on. I was a little bit late, but obviously we're going through this COVID situation. So I wanted to let you know what I am doing is we just purchased over 100,000 masks, right? And you follow hip hop, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So with where I'm from in New Jersey, the rap group Naughty by Nature. You heard it? You heard of Naughty by
Yeah,
Nature?
yeah, I remember them.
Yeah. So I'm getting together with Naughty by Nature. We're actually giving out masks to 3 municipalities where the 3 members of Naughty by Nature all grew up. We're giving out over 100,000 masks to those municipalities, and it's a story that I just did an interview for for News 12. The story's going to get picked up, so you're going to see your boy on TMZ tomorrow. They're running the story. So
TMZ? Oh man, that's
yeah,
big.
maybe I may be
Man,
on TMZ with Naughty by Nature. We'll see how it turns out. Yeah.
let's talk about this, right? So philanthropy, being selfless. How has that impacted you so far in your career? Just sharing things and helping people and being selfless.
It's the people be like, well, why are you giving all this stuff away? You could be charging that. I have a course, but I was like, you know what? I really want to create more developers. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So what's in it for me is that if I can empower people, I can start to have an impact on my community. And what most minority communities need is affordable housing. So I talked about Newark, New Jersey. Newark, New
Hmm.
Jersey has the airport, Newark Airport. It has the trains. It has a port, like stuff that's coming in from China comes into Newark. Newark has some awesome higher education facilities. They got Rutgers, NJIT. You have all these technology hubs. We got the fastest internet. We got all of these great things. It's 30 minutes away from the most valuable real estate in the world, which is New York City, right?
Right.
It's a suburb of New York City. You could go to Newark and get a 4-family for 20 grand. I just bought a 4-fam for 20 grand last year, right?
Man, that's
That
crazy.
crazy. So what I'm saying is the value is there. So I've been so big on getting people to see that. But the bigger picture is development, because we got people that don't look like us that come
Right.
in and develop it, and we get left out. We get displaced, right? And that's what happened in other cities. That's what happened in Harlem. That's what happened in Brooklyn.
Happening in
Um,
DC right now.
in DC
Yeah.
was one of the major markets. So I went to school in DC. I went to Georgetown.
Oh, for
So
real?
yeah. I'm a Hoya, man. I'm a Hoya.
Man, I didn't
So
know that, man. You learn a lot about people just by talking to them.
yeah. So but I really wanna, like, you can't stop gentrification, but you can be a part of it. So
Right.
if we have people all over the country, what that does is it gives us a voice, right? And then we can enforce some of the laws that are on the books. Like, technically, every municipality is supposed to have an affordable housing component, but it's not enforced everywhere. So a lot of the times we don't see the affordable housing option taken. And that's when gentrification goes too far left, when they don't account for affordable housing. So there's lots of different issues. I don't want to bore your audience, with it all, but
Nah,
that's
man,
really
you
my
you, you,
passion.
you
Yeah.
gotta drop the nuggets, man. Like, listen, I'm at a point in my life right now, and I just told this to my wife, and I'm gonna say it live on Facebook.
Mhm.
I don't give a fuck about having 400 people in my life, right? I don't care about the popularity no more. I don't even care about the attention. All I want to do, if I can impact a few people, and if I can change somebody's life, and someone can say, listen, the people that you brought on your show and the people that you hang around, or me myself, really helped change my life, I'm good with that. I can live with that. I don't even care
Amen.
about attention no more. So,
Amen.
so yeah, let's talk a little more about gentrification and what are some ways that people like myself trying to become a top developer can really step in? And yeah, we want to make profit, but actually think about the little guy, the person who they can't afford $2,200 a month in rent.
Mhm, mhm. So the thing that I tell people is have a voice, right? So someone such as yourself in your community, people know you, right?
Right.
People know you. They have good things to say about you. That is political capital. right? So you should be able to go to your council person or the mayor and get on their radar, because when you go, this is what I want you to do, and I want everybody else that's interested in real estate development to do. Go to your local municipality, go into the zoning office and ask to see the master plan. The master plan is going to give you the 10-year projection of what they want the city to be. Where's the housing going to be? Where are the new developments? Figure out what's lacking in the city. And if you can provide that, you can become a rock star to the city where they'll want to do business with you. And then if you have a plan, like if you call me up and be like, Don, the city that I'm in doesn't have any affordable housing, or it doesn't have any senior housing, or it doesn't have veteran housing or student housing, whatever it is, they need more of those things. We can find a place in the city. I can be your financial backing, and we can put together a plan that gives that to the city. And you're actually fulfilling a need. And at the same token, we're doing a service to the city, and the city in turn will either give us tax credits, pilot tax, or maybe even help fund some of the project, depending on what needs we're fulfilling. So that's really the key to get to do a deep dive in there.
Awesome, man. So with the coronavirus stuff, like everybody's talking about, is a trending subject. What are some things that you're doing to protect yourself from your portfolio? I know you said you got 500 properties in your portfolio. How can you make sure that you don't get yourself in a world of trouble as far as a collection standpoint?
Right. So the situation is this, right? So understanding where we are in this country, understand that the middle class right now is most at risk, the middle class. If you're in an affordable situation where you're living below the poverty line and you're on Section 8, or if you have a lot of money and you're over here and you're just extremely wealthy, you're not going to be affected. Fortunately for me, a lot of my projects are in affordable housing. Like I do affordable housing. That's my niche, right? So I'm getting government checks. COVID hasn't affected my cash flow at all. It's government money. So as long as the government is in play, I'm good. Now, if the government should shut down, it's a problem. But Section 8, those type of developments, that money is going to flow like clockwork, right? So that's what it is. Now, I say that to say, if you have a multifamily or if you have a apartment complex in an area that is a more of a working class, really good school or area district, something like that, then your cash flow is at risk. Because if this lasts for a year, a lot of people are going to get laid off, and a lot of people are not going to be able to pay their rent, pay their mortgage, and as a result, properties values will decline. There will be landlords that will lose their properties, and it'll affect pretty much all of us.
Right. I agree. So, so many people got so much negativity to say about a person wanting to take on more, Section 8 type of tenants and these subsidies types tenants. Like, what is your honest opinion about, being a landlord towards this class of people?
Yeah, I grew up in affordable housing, right? So that was my story. I grew up in affordable housing projects, and now I own affordable housing projects. So for me, it's like I know what it's like to be in a household where you're barely making ends meet, and you have to basically make a sacrifice the same way my parents made a sacrifice for the next generation. I'm trying to carry it on and make a sacrifice for my son. I have a 2-year-old son. So my thing to tell you is this: if you're coming into real estate, understanding if it's all about money, there's money to be made, but eventually you're going to run out of gas. But if you're really coming to provide a service to help people, there's really no better way to do it than provide housing. There's no better way. There's no better service that you can give somebody that is struggling than giving them a great place to live. I don't like my family. When I was in affordable housing, the biggest threat in the back of my head was, and as a kid should never have this threat: are we gonna be homeless? Because I used to see homeless people on the street, and I'm just like, that guy looks really, really, whatever he's
Right.
he's sleeping on the street. just the images of New York City, homeless people sleeping on the street. As a kid, that used to terrify me. And I would just remember growing up, and I was just like, whatever it is, I don't never want to be homeless for the. So my
Right.
first goal, my first property, when I bought that first duplex, I lived in one side and rented out the other. I basically eliminated the biggest fear I had in my life. The biggest fear I had in my life was something that happened to me and I've not been able to make income, and I end up homeless. But my first property, I got that out of my head. Then once you get that pressure out of your head, the sky's the limit. So
Right.
I say that to say, man, what we do, providing housing for people and providing good housing, that is the greatest thing that you could do to help somebody.
Right. So I know you got to get going, so I'm gonna try to get you off in the next 2-3 minutes. But do you want to leave anybody with any like words of encouragement or something of that sort?
Yeah, I mean, really, we're all going through this thing as a country. I just want you to take the COVID situation super serious. I know 3 people personally that lost their lives
Wow.
via COVID. So just take it serious. If you can, practice social distancing. Definitely wear your mask if you're out in public. Wear your gloves. Just be very cognizant of it. I just don't want any more people to get infected. Hopefully, the tide of this thing can be on the downswing and we can get back to our normal lives. But that's really the most important message that I want to leave you guys with. Other than that, like I said, I look forward to building with you, Anton, and your audience, whatever value that I can bring to them. I'm only a phone call away. I'm really looking forward to the Drip Conference too.
Man, the Drip Conference is coming, man. It's coming.
Yeah,
The virus got all of us got,
yeah,
so
man, we gonna get through this. We gonna get through it together, man. But
yeah.
I really appreciate you, brother. You're a good dude, man, and I look forward to linking up with you and doing more things.
Awesome. How can people reach you? Maybe someone has the 720 credit score and they have an LC 2 years and they want to work with you. How can they reach you?
Best way to do it is A Donahue Baker on all the social handles on Instagram, Facebook. It's all the same. Also, I check all those messages, man. So it's just me. You can DM me on IG, or you know what? I would even go one step further. Reach out to Antoine, and I'm sure you in communication. If you reach out, it's like we a family. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, definitely.
just whatever I could do to help, just put it out there. I'm gonna do my best, man. That's
Tell
basically
them
where
one
it's
more
at.
time what the group is. I see a lot of people in the comments saying they didn't catch the group. What's your group? Because they want to follow the instructions to get the ebook.
Oh yeah, the group is called Generational Wealth Builders, the Inner Circle. Generational Wealth Builders, the Inner Circle. If you can't find the group, just DM me either on IG or go to YouTube and say I can't find the group, and we'll get it done. But definitely, I really appreciate, and I'm seeing some of the stuff come in.
Yeah,
Terry,
I'm posting the
yeah.
questions real quick. I know we got about good 5 minutes at the most that I can
No,
go over.
let's go. I just got to pivot for 2, so you got 15 minutes.
Okay, cool, my man.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
yeah.
Okay, let's go through some of these questions, guys. Why people wait till last minute to drop these questions? Drop your questions, guys. So, can you see the comment?
I see a comment. I'm in Georgia, and we have a lot of land in my area where affordable housing can be built. But this is also an area where a lot of business owners live. Would this be a good area to be? Hell yeah. If you got a business, look, every community needs business, but you need residential, right? You need commercial, you need residential, you need other facilities, you need like medical facilities, you need schooling. There's certain elements that every community needs. So if you see a void in an area, if you see a gap, think like a real estate developer. How can I fill that void? So if you're saying that they have all of this land and they need affordable housing, what you should be looking for is where can I purchase either a development that may be dilapidated, or what area in terms of do they have a lot of land? Can I basically build the housing that they need? Right. So let's say you're in a position and you don't have the money to build, and your project costs $5 million. What you need to do is vet it, basically go to the town, tell them you have a partner that's a developer and you guys are going to join forces, develop it together. see if the town would be agreeable to allow a development in that area, and then you can reach out to me and I would fund it. That's basically what I'm talking about. Like if you can spot a need and it makes financial sense to make the investment, let's develop, and then you can be the face in Georgia. You can be the face of your project. You'll talk to the mayors, you'll be at the ribbon cuttings, you'll be doing those deeds. We'll just fund the deals. We'll do whatever it needs to raise the money to get it done, as long as you have a vetted opportunity that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, man. So many different people follow me, like from like here all the way to Cali, and it's crazy all the stories out here. People, they just want a better life, and I encourage people to tell people sometimes wholesaling may not be it. Sometimes you might already have a little money saved, and maybe you just want to kind of invest in something that makes sense for you. You don't have to go take all your money and put it straight into wholesaling, because wholesaling has risks just like any other business. So find out what makes you comfortable, and look more into it, and seek out people like a Donahue, that knows what he's doing, that has a proven track record.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, the bottom line is you have to get to the point where you're thinking about more than yourself as well, right? Because our first need is to make sure we have shelter, make sure we have clothing, make sure we have food for our family. But when those are satisfied, think about the next generation as well. Think about the next generation.
Right. And because I never understood how could someone open their mouth and say, well, I got what I need. I'm good. I don't need to do nothing else. So I'm like, well, what about the next man or your grandchild or somebody else? Like, I just think that's very selfish.
Very, very. Yeah.
So I'm just going through my questions, making sure I ain't missing no questions. I think we good.
Right.
Hold on. Somebody else said, let me add this. AC had just finished the VA video. I have a little capital and want to link for 2 VAs. They want 2 VAs, yeah. Because I got a VA company where I help people get virtual assistants and stuff. So a lot of people they seek me out for that.
Well, I might have to seek you out for that too. I might need a VA here.
Hey man, whenever you ready, but
I gotta do everything I can from the house these days, man.
Man, let me know you ready, brother.
I hear you.
She said everybody knows Detroit has a lot of areas of torn down houses and vacant land. If you live in Detroit, what would you do? What would you be doing? Sorry.
Yeah, so Detroit is one of those areas that definitely, the jobs have left. So, but there's still pockets in Detroit where you can get properties for cheap. So if I was in Detroit, what I'd be doing is snatching up the multifamilies, all the multifamilies, and holding them. Because you can get a multifamily house in Detroit for $500.
That's crazy.
Where in the country could you do that? Like, so look, Detroit there's lots of areas. Like I actually visited there, but it's, they got some areas that are rough. If you live there, those areas. So you can choose whether that's going to be an up and coming area, but at some point, Detroit, it will turn around. The prices are just too low there. At some point, they will turn around.
Right. I mean, back in the 90s, man, you can get a house in DC for like 20 grand. That same house sold for 600,000 as is. Yeah, that house sold for 600,000 as is.
I just got it. Could you hear me? I just got a call.
Nah, you good. Yeah, so all I was just saying was in DC back in the 90s, I remember you can get a house for like 20 grand. And they're saying, you can't hear me? Try it now. Can you hear me? Yeah, I think I hear you good now. Say something.
Yo.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can't hear you.
Oh, now I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
You can hear me? Cool. Now I'm just saying I had a call come in and I had to pivot. So
okay, cool.
But listen, brother, I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come on your show. Sincere gratitude, man. We got to do it again.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. See you next time.
All right. Have a good one.
All right.
Take care. All right.
You too. Take care. So listen, guys, Next week, I'm going to be bringing on a few people. I will be announcing them later on today once the flyers get made. Uh, Let me know what you guys think about the show. I want feedback. Uh, I'm actually producing the show live so you can witness the content. My intention is to have it on all of the podcast outlets, Spotify, Google Play, Apple, all the different places where I can put a podcast at, so that way you can have something to listen to. So the goal is to get to at least 10 episodes. I think this is episode number 4 or 5. I stopped counting. And once I get to 10 episodes, we'll transfer over everything into the podcast, and that way you can be able to listen to it. I'm looking to broaden up my reach, where I'm reaching out to a lot of people that's not just real estate, but doing multiple things to really try to encourage a lot of people, because everybody that follows me is not 100% into real estate like the way I am, and I understand that, and I want to help as many people as possible. So your feedback is very important. So for the next few shows, I will be posting a link inside the comments uh, for a survey. I want to know what you want to hear, because unlike you, I'm tired of hearing the same shit over and over again on these podcasts. Everybody's interviewing the same set of people and talking about the same shit over and over again. So I just want to have a fresh outlook on things, and I know for a fact doing that, my audience is going to shrink at first, and then it go back once I build it. But I'm cool with that. So, like I said, this is not something to stroke my ego. This is something to genuinely help you guys. And I didn't even know that, you can get that much credit, unsecured credit with LLCs and stuff. I knew about it, but hearing someone that actually does it say is an eye opener for me. So I got some work to do for myself. I learned from these podcasts just as much as you guys. Listen, if you don't have PropStream, sign up for PropStream. 7-day free trial will hook you up. If you need a good texting company, sign up for the Smarter Contact. REIGiverSMS.com will hook you up. And I'm thinking about when I drop my next course, um, which I already started working on. Um, it's going to be a dope course. It's basically wholesaling from the beginning for everybody. You got two choices to get it. You can pay 197, or you can get it for free if you follow these simple directions. It may be something like subscribe to my YouTube channel, share a post, Instagram, and maybe sign up to one of my affiliate partners. Send a screenshot of that to the office, and we'll give you the course for free. So that's how much value I'm looking to enter into the marketplace and give the marketplace. Because at the end of the day, you guys deserve it. If you're struggling through this COVID-19, my suggestion to you is to really focus on a secondary niche. Like I said yesterday on the other show with Maria, you at a point in your career where everything's up for grabs because the market is doing a drastic reset right now. And I'm not just talking real estate shit. I'm talking the actual world economy is doing a drastic reset. So many businesses are going out of business, but a lot of these businesses going out of business is still essential businesses. And if you want to open up a health and beauty business, if you want to open up a gym or a casino, anything you want to do is up for grabs. If you had a dream to be a music artist, like all of that shit is back in rotation. So I definitely say be in the background working. Two things you should not be doing: one, watching Netflix; two, getting depressed and worried, because them two can't help you generate revenue for your household. And you should be focusing on making money. You should be a money making machine. And that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor, subscribe to my YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook, do me a favor and share to someone who may need to hear this about A. Donahue and the things he taught today. Appreciate you guys. Catch you guys later. Sacrifice now, ball forever. I holler. Peace.